Hi everybody, this is Pastor Miguel. Today I want to make a video regarding an issue which is quite common in Deliverance Ministry, and that's people coming to me and telling me they hear voices in their head. So usually what I have them do is fill out a questionnaire that gives me kind of an idea of what's going on with them. And the whole purpose of the questionnaire is to find out, exactly what triggered the voices, okay? So we need to get to the root of the issue. And so therefore, I check for things such as, for example, whether you have done drugs. The other thing that I look for is any trauma in your life, and whether you dealt in the occult, some type of occult, because all these things go obviously point to demonization, okay? And it could also be mental illness, okay? So what I look is for your answers. I look at your answers, so I look at your responses and I look at your answers to see whether or not I feel this is actually an issue of mental illness or demonization. So if I feel it's mental illness for some reason or another, I will send you to a psychiatrist or a psychologist just so you could have an evaluation, and then they could evaluate you and let you know whether they feel it's mental illness or if it's, of course, then we try to send you to a Christian psychiatrist, so because they have an understanding of what's happening. But a lot of times, they're going to diagnose you with some type of disease or not. So what we try to do is we look at all these things, and then once I get the report back from the psychiatrist, then we can kind of come to a summary of what's happening in your life. Okay, now once I get that report back, if I feel that it's still like, for example, caused by demons, then I will start praying for you. And what I look for is for certain signs that I'm trained to see of a person who might be demonized. So I look for these signs, and if these signs are present, then more than likely you need an exorcism. Okay, so that's how I deal with any times I hear people telling me they hear voices. Depending on the case, each case I looked at individually, and I make a judgment based on all this information from your doctor, what your doctor has given you. I also look at your medication. I have a medical background, so I'm able to tell how these medications work and what they do in your body. Also, I look for certain signs for trauma, if you dealt with your cold, and if you've done drug things like this. All could affect you, and therefore, once I get all that together, then I could determine what the best step for you will be, and so that with prayer, because I could pray for you, and even if you do have mental illness, I could still pray for you, and Jesus can heal you. Okay, it doesn't necessarily has to be an exorcism. I could just pray for you, and you could get healed. Okay. But if you do, if I start praying for you and you start showing those manifestations of demonic possession or oppression, whatever you want to call it, then I'll deal with it the way it should be dealt. But if you hear voices in your head, you should come and make an appointment with me, and I will help you deal with that situation. Okay. Anyways, if you have any questions, you can place them below. I'm not a medical doctor, but I know a lot about healthcare because I worked in the healthcare field like 18 years. So if you have any questions, you could go ahead and leave them below, and I will answer them. God bless you.